folks, and welcome to the Hillbilly Kitchen. Today we're going to be making a beef cheesesteak sandwich. Now, I made these sandwiches on Mother's Day, and my mother-in-law came for dinner, and she actually requested this video, and she asked me a lot of questions about how to make it, and I said I will do the video and I will get it up this week. So that's why I'm doing this video, and that's why I'm doing it right now. I'm going to share a little secret in this video with you, so stick around. I'm going to tell you how to make any hot sandwich, something that the people who eat it will not soon forget. Now, you're going to need some roast beef, and if you can get your butcher to thinly slice you some beef, maybe something like a cut of London broil, you can use raw roast beef in this recipe because you are going to cook it. But if you can't get your hands on that, any thinly sliced deli roast beef will do. You can even use the pre-packaged stuff. I'm making 2 sandwiches, and I have about 8 ounces of meat here. I also have half of an onion that I've chopped up, and I left the other half here so you can see how much I used. And you can use a little more if you like. And I have half of a green pepper that I've chopped up. Same thing, I left the other half so you can see how much I had. And you're going to need some cheese. And you can literally use any cheese in this recipe. You can use American, cheddar, marble, Munster, Swiss, mozzarella, just whatever suits your fancy. It does not matter. And you can use any kind of bun for this. But the secret is going to be in how you fix the bun. I have a sourdough bun here, and I also have a Kaiser roll. So, like I said, it doesn't matter. This is the secret ingredient, butter. And I'm going to show you a trick with it. So that's what I'm talking about. Stick around till the end. And you need salt and pepper. She kept asking me what kind of sauce I put on it and stuff. There's no sauce, nothing special, nothing unusual. It's just in how you fix it. So let's take this stuff here and head on over to the stove. Now, I've already got my pan on medium heat because I wanted it to start warming up. I'm going to put a little butter in there. You don't necessarily have to do this if you're trying to eat light, but like I said, this is the secret ingredient. It does add a lot of flavor, and it makes a huge difference in the final outcome of your sandwich. We're going to use this again. Don't put it away. And you do want to have your butter sitting out of the refrigerator for a little while before you do these, and I'll show you why in just a second. Now, the roast beef, you can use it just in the thin slices, but what I like to do is cut mine just a couple of times so that it's more in strips. That way, once it's cooked and you're eating it, if you take a big bite, you don't pull half of the roast beef off of your sandwich. That's all there is to that. Now I'm going to put my vegetables in first, and then I'm going to put my meat on top of them. And I just find that it cooks better and it cooks faster if you layer it that way, because this roast beef, like I said, is already cooked. If you're doing the raw stuff, you might want to put the roast beef in the bottom of the pan so it's closer to the heat. Just rake your vegetables in there with that butter. I'm going to put a little more onion in here. That's not quite enough onion. Normally my onions are a little bit bigger than this one was. I'm going to add about half of this piece I've got left. That's pretty good. A little salt and pepper, and this is all just to taste on your vegetables. And then I'm just going to dump my meat in here. Now, how long you cook this is kind of going to depend on the texture that you want on your vegetables. Um, Raw onions are a migraine trigger, and my mother and I both suffer from migraines. So when I cook this, I put a lid on it and I cook it for about 20 minutes, which gets those onions really, really well done. If you want your vegetables kind of crisp, don't put the lid on it. Just let it cook for, I don't know, 10-15 minutes if you use the deli roast beef. If you're using the raw roast beef, you definitely want to increase your cooking time up to 20-25 minutes to make sure that beef gets done. Well, I don't know, if you like rare roast beef, I guess you don't have to cook it that long, but you want to cook it at least 15 minutes. I'm going to let this, like I said, just sit here and cook, and I'm going to let it cook for about 20 minutes. You don't need to stir it or anything else. You can go fix drinks or dessert or whatever if you're doing this for a luncheon or a dinner or some type of a party or get together. So now I'm going to show you the secret. We're going to get that ready. The secret to making a delicious hot sandwich that people will not soon forget, and they will be talking about this. My mother-in-law went to work and told everybody about these sandwiches that she had on Mother's Day. And she's like, what did you do to them? You buttered your bun. Now, you can put this in your oven under the broiler, or you can put it in a skillet. Whichever way, doesn't matter. But you want to butter it, not real thick, just kind of a thin layer of butter. That's why I said you want it soft. If you get too much on it, it's going to take a long time to toast, whether you put it in the oven or you put it in a pan. And you're going to sit it, if you use a pan, sit it in your pan, of course buttered side down toward the pan. And if you do it in the oven, just put it under the broiler, butter side up. Either way will work, and they both give you pretty much the exact same flavor. Now, if you're trying to do light and you don't want to eat the butter, still toast your bun the same way. Just don't use the butter. Either put it in a pan and toast the inside of the bun, or put it under the broiler and toast the inside of the bun. So I'm just going to leave these sitting here in my pan. I'm not even going to turn them on until my beef gets closer to done there. But that buttered bun and toasting it is the secret to a great hot sandwich. And it doesn't have to be these sandwiches. Any hot sandwich you make, if you do that, that will make all the difference. It'll be the difference in just a sandwich and a sandwich that people truly enjoy and they talk about and they tell people about and they remember it. It'll make your sandwiches memorable. Okay, we've been cooking here for about 15 minutes, and most of the liquid has already cooked away, but I wanted to show you, you can see some of the juice from the peppers and the onions still down in the pan. When you start cooking it, there will be a lot of juice in here. All of your ingredients, your beef and your vegetables will almost be completely covered in juice. And my mother-in-law thought I had poured some kind of sauce over it when I made it. But all that juice comes from the peppers and the onions, and of course the little bit of butter that we put in there. At this point, everything is tender, everything is well cooked enough that I don't think it's going to cause any migraines or anything. But I still like to cook mine even a little bit more. Most people actually prefer this at this stage. But now I'm going to turn on my other pan here and get these buns toasting. My pan is not big enough for both of my buns. Those are pretty big buns, so I'm going to have to move them around. In fact, I'm going to stick one of them in a toaster oven on broil just so you can see the difference in grilling it in a pan or putting it under the broiler. Now, if you're making a whole bunch of these, like say you're making 8 or 10 because you're having company come over, you can cook all the meat and the peppers and the onions in together. and put the buns in your oven and broil them, because you can get them all in there at one time. Just butter them all, stick them on a cookie sheet, and put them in there. I want to take just a minute and thank you all so very much for all of your comments since I've announced that I will be doing this full time. The encouragement, the kind words, the prayers, they truly mean more than I can express in words. Some of you have almost made me cry with how kind you are, and I truly hope that I can live up to your expectations, and that I'm worthy of such kindness. Like I said, your prayers and all of your kind words, I mean, I can't even tell you how much they mean to me. I've gotten a lot of suggestions, some really good advice. One woman at the end of her comment, she said, just keep looking up. And I think that's kind of a key for all of us. Staying focused is not always easy to do, and I am very easily distracted. I was one of those children in school who spent more time looking out the window than I did doing schoolwork. How I managed to graduate, sometimes I wonder. But that's good advice for all of us, to keep looking up, stay focused. Another viewer suggested that I add Twitter and Instagram to add more subscribers and viewers. I would love to do that, but at this point, I can't keep up with the comments on this channel, and I really want to do that. I want to be able to answer everybody as soon as they comment, and answer all of them every day. There are some days where you guys leave over 100 comments, which is just incredible. And like I said, every one of them, I can't tell you how much they mean, how important they are, and how appreciated they are. Anyway, all that being said, I'm truly grateful, and I am truly happy, and I am at peace with this decision because of you. This is about done the way I like it, and like I said, you can cook it to the point so where it is just absolutely perfect for you. Now, once we get these put together, people like them topped with different things. Some people like mayo on them. Brett likes mustard on his. I prefer ketchup on mine. I just think ketchup goes with this sandwich. I don't know why, but it really does. Let's see how we're doing here. Okay, our grilled bun is done. Cut that pan off. I'm going to go ahead and cut this pan off. You can see it's all toasted there, and that is just absolutely delicious. And like I said, it makes a hot sandwich something that people will remember, not just a sandwich. So to finish them off, all you're going to do is scoop some of your meat, peppers and onions on the bun, and pile these up kind of high. You can put a piece of cheese under it and a piece of cheese over it if you really like a lot of cheese, or you can just do one piece of cheese. That's entirely up to you, but that is plenty hot enough with this hot toasted bun that it's going to melt the cheese, and you're not going to have to worry about doing anything else to melt it. Set this on this plate, and now my bun that I put in the broiler, it is ready too. And you can see here there's not much difference in the way they look. The butter's all browned and toasty. Ouch, this one's hotter. Okay, that's pretty good. It's piled up pretty high there. I have a little bit of meat left over This round bun is a little bit smaller than this hoagie bun. And I'm gonna put another piece of cheese on top of this one. And like I said, you can top this with whatever kind of condiment you like. Some people do ketchup, some people do mayo, some people do mustard, just whatever. You're making it at home, so you can make it the way you like it. I've added some potato salad with this and some golden grape tomatoes and some cucumber. And I've got us a glass of sweet tea here. And I'm going to grab this and head out onto the back porch to meet my husband. And we're going to listen to the symphony that the birds are putting on out here and take in the aroma of the freshly bloomed peonies and roses that's drifting through the breeze. I really, really appreciate y'all all joining us in the Hillbilly Kitchen. I hope you give these sandwiches a try. At the very least, do that butter grilled bun on the next hot sandwich. Don't forget to click like and subscribe before you leave. And until next time, remember, put God first. We'll see y'all again real soon.